is extremely interesting from a Chelsea perspective.
It's certainly very interesting, Darren. I don't think there's any surprise that Colwill playing in the middle of that three. Reece James come on after an hour for Santos against Liverpool, did really well. The big question is a lack of goals, so there's a lot of pressure on Pedro this afternoon.
Well, we expected changes from Pep Guardiola, and we get 5 of them today. James Trafford starts in goal. He's City's cup keeper this season. Elsewhere, Nico O'Reilly, Jeremy Doku and Erling Haaland all return, as does Rodri, after almost a month out. If you remember, he was left out in 2021 against Chelsea in the Champions League final, controversially, but he's a big player for Pep Guardiola today. Omar Marmoush gets the nod over Ryan Cherki, who's on a loaded City bench. Donnarumma, Aït-Nouri, Gvardiol, Foden and Savinho all drop out, and there's a return as a substitute today for Ruben Dias.
Yeah, looking at it, Dan, Trafford obviously goes back in goals. Rodri comes straight back into the side. No major surprise there. Probably the big talking point. Rodri, I beg your pardon, Marmoush in for Cherki.
Well, Chelsea need some big performances today. They got one from Enzo Fernandez in the semi-final against Leeds, and they will lean heavily on the Argentine again today. Is today the day that Erling Haaland finally scores in a major final for Manchester City? A goal machine in every other situation, but a goal in the final in City colours still eludes him. What a contrast, by the way, on the two benches today. A caretaker and a legend. Callum McFarlane's only here for today and one more game before going back to coaching the under-21s. Can he join the likes of Gullit, Conte and Ancelotti, FA Cup winning managers with Chelsea? And there's Pep Guardiola back at Wembley again, a second home in so many ways. He's won this competition before. The final words are about to be spoken in the respective huddles. There's an important man today, Darren England. We all know what happened last weekend with him, and the video assistant referee is Peter Banks. So will it be Chelsea or City? Blue is definitely the colour today, but which shade is what we need to find out. At least one of these teams have played in each of the last 9 FA Cup finals, and today we get both of them head to head. The only thing that's not perfect today, Ali, where's the FA Cup final weather?
A little bit disappointing, but I tell you, it's still better than the place I left this afternoon, Glasgow. It's better than that, Dan.
So we're all set. Chelsea's first FA Cup final since they played against Liverpool in 2022. Since then, City have won the last 2 against United and Crystal Palace. Overall, the teams have now played in 32 FA Cup finals. There's the first header today for Mark Gahey, who won the competition last season with Crystal Palace, was knocked out in the 3rd round by Macclesfield, and here he is, starting the final.
Strange, to say the least.
But just looking down at the Chelsea lineup, it is a back 5 at the start. Cucurella, the left wing back, Malo Gusto on the right, and the 3 in the middle: Wesley Fofana, Levi Colwill and Jarell Hartung. I think it's fascinating, Stephen, the front two. Omar Marmoush is right up there alongside Erling Haaland.
Yeah, seems to have gone with a bit more legs, a bit more running power behind Haaland, but great options on the bench. You know, if it gets to that stage where he needs to make the change with Foden and Cherki, for sure.
Great atmosphere inside the stadium. Teams who have been here many times before. City have got the best form by a distance. Chelsea's last 2 wins have both been in the FA Cup against Port Vale and Leeds, but around those victories they've lost 7 and drawn 1 of the other 8 matches. City unbeaten in 9 games in all competitions, and they've won 8 of them during that sequence. There's Jeremy Doku, whose form at the moment for Manchester City is outstanding, but he's lost out there to Wesley Fofana, and now there's Malo Gusto out there on the right-hand side. Reece James in central midfield, Ali had to do it, didn't he, after the way he played second half at Liverpool?
You know something, I was really surprised because he came in and looked as though he'd been there all season. He didn't put a foot wrong.
Why is Donnarumma is in bench today?
minute.
He
He
did
makes a big
something wrong with
difference.
the previous match.
I'm just looking at that bank of four, the Chelsea bank of four, right in front of the five that you mentioned.
Rodri is back.
They'll have to be very, very
Rodri,
sound
yeah.
defensively.
So Nico O'Reilly, his performance in the League Cup final was vital to Manchester City, and James Trafford, who's started all of the domestic cup matches this season and kept a clean sheet here against Liverpool in the final earlier this season. Alberto had a run. What about the headgear for Robert Sanchez? Will that be a concern for him? Might that affect his concentration? I know he's got to wear it for obvious reasons, Stephen.
Yeah, I think safety's more important. You know, if it makes him safe out there, that's the key. I'm sure he's tried it and tested in training. You know, I think technology nowadays will make that extremely comfortable for him. I'm sure he'll be fine.
That looked like a pull on the shirt of Marmoush, which went unpunished. Is Cucurella, who had a really strong game at Liverpool last weekend.
That is both team playing
Levi
backward,
Colwill must be as
back
relieved
pass,
as anybody
back
that he's
pass.
fit enough to start the FA Cup
Yeah.
final after the
They
season
are
that
still
he's
trying
had.
to settle down the game.
No, I mentioned it earlier, it did make a difference so when he came back in last week, Dan.
There's Callum McFarlane. It's his sixth game as a manager, the second fewest all time for any manager in an FA Cup final. The only man who'd been in charge of fewer matches, Sid Owen with Luton Town back in 1959. He was actually managing for the first time that day in the FA Cup final against Forest. But what a story he is, and what an opportunity he's got today to write his own chapter in this wonderful and historic competition. Pretty confident to say that he's the first Uzbek to start an FA Cup final, Kusanov, Ali.
I don't think they're taking too many chances there, Dan, to be honest. I'm just looking at City when they got the ball. It actually looks like a 4-2-4. I mean, you mentioned Marmoush was starting high up, but I didn't expect him to start that high.
Both teams are almost playing the same thing, so nothing yet.
I think that might be down to them playing maybe three centre-halves. You know, you can afford to push them up.
Kusanov was almost caught in possession there by João Pedro. It's going to be a Chelsea ball. City beat Chelsea 3-0 at Stamford Bridge last month after the teams had drawn at the Etihad earlier in the season, but City haven't lost any of the last 13 games against Chelsea, whose last success against them was in that Champions League final back in 2020.
Come on,
But here's
Cucurella.
Cucurella on the charge. Palmer's the one trying to get into the middle.
Boy,
Nunes, who's developed
what a
into a very
defense.
good right back for Manchester City, did well.
I think Cucurella was looking for a free kick, wasn't he? Not sure it was. A lovely little layoff from Pedro. Weight of it was perfect for him.
There's Bernardo Silva, who's playing at Wembley Stadium for the last time in a Manchester City shirt today. It's the 23rd game that he's played at Wembley as a City player, which is a quite remarkable record. Here's Rodri, missed almost a month, and as soon as he's fit enough, he's back in for Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, it's no surprise, as Ali said, he's such a phenomenal footballer. Ballon d'Or, you don't leave them
come
out,
on,
Darren.
come on.
So Wesley Fofana, who was an FA Cup winner with Leicester, by Sanchez for Chelsea. And Darren England happy that that was
Stop
just
looking
a
for
tangle,
card
didn't
and
see
free
the
kick,
necessity
just play
to award a
football.
free kick either way. And while the Chelsea protests continue, here's Bernardo Silva and now Antoine Semenyo.
Come on, come on. Semenyo! Shoot!
Here's Semenyo and then Marmoush just looking
What
to flick
the...
it. It was half a chance that, just didn't get the necessary contact on it.
I think it's a left foot. I think he tries to go with the outside of his right foot. I think it's a
Can't
left
be
foot all
doing
day.
skills, just play.
The left foot on the swivel, on the pivot, you know.
Absolutely.
Right into the ground to keep it down.
Come on, Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva Semenyo back here to Mateus Nunes.
What?
A big day for Cole Palmer, who's over there trying to win it back again. Former City player. He plays it on. That's intercepted though by Harto, but it's going to come back for a free kick here to Manchester City, and just one or two moans from the Chelsea supporters behind the Sanchez goal.
He might just catch his foot. We've got a look here. Yeah, I think he does. Stands on his foot, doesn't he?
It's the 92nd final at Wembley, the 20th since it was rebuilt. Both teams are on FA Cup final losing streaks. City have lost the last two that have been played here. Chelsea have lost their last three here at Wembley in the final of this competition. The 18th successive all Premier League FA Cup final, and the 18th in a row to feature a team from either London or Manchester. So the delicacy of Bernardo Silva or the power of Semenyo. Slide that one in. It was a strange free kick. Palmer's got the chance to try and get there, but Kusanov, as we know, is rapid.
Really quick to get across. Nice touch from Palmer though.
Oh, Palmer is being careful. World Cup is next month, so don't want to get any injury. Just play it carefully.
Palmer's beaten to it.
Play with style.
Launched away by Colwell. It's an interesting ball, this, which is just going to carry far enough for James Trafford. Just might have caught the interest of João Pedro while it was in the air, that one.
What happened to Donnarumma?
O'Reilly's ball to Marmoush, who's the furthest forward here for Manchester City. Doku to O'Reilly. Well defended by Fofana, but that was good football from Manchester City.
It's an excellent little reverse ball. Good run, we've seen it so often from O'Reilly in behind. That's the initial run from Marmoush.
Jeremy Doku looking for a bit of room. Delivered in here towards Rodri's header. It's an important block, and then Haaland was reaching for it. And eventually the free kick didn't Chelsea's way. Found a lot of space in the box though, didn't he, Rodri?
Far too much from Chelsea's point of view. I think Fernandes just takes his eye off the ball. Rodri, as you can see, is looking right across the line. And there's the free kick for a high foot from Haaland. Just switched off a bit there, Fernandes.
I think the most astonishing number is that Erling Haaland's played in 15 semi-finals or finals for Manchester City and never scored in any of them. If I said that to you without us knowing the answer, you'd say absolute nonsense, wouldn't you?
Correct.
I did see this morning when we got the two lads who are leading the way in terms of the goal scoring this season, Lyle Taylor and Liam Atkinson. Both of them were petrified that Haaland might score 4 or 5 today. That's the respect that he's got.
Come on.
Capable of doing it.
Lovely pass into space by Silva to Nunes. Manchester City starting to settle. Antoine Semenyo.
Pass.
Nunes. Good defended by Cucurella.
Cucurella.
Tends to do all right in those situations, Cucurella.
Interesting how quick Chelsea are getting support out on the side of the pitch. You know, to Doku and Semenyo, you can't allow them to be one-on-one situations. You've got to get support over.
Doku against Gusto. Palmer's turn to come back and help. Now Gehi. He was expecting that little run in there, wasn't he, from O'Reilly?
I think he went
Not
and
get
checked.
shot for leg. Not a
Back
big
out the way.
bullet.
An omen for Chelsea today is that 6 of the last 9 finals have been won by the team lower in the table at kick-off.
I did see that.
The one for City is that 8 of the 9 teams to beat Southampton in a semi-final went on to lift the cup. So, an omen for both of them at the start of this
Nicely
FA
done.
Cup final.
Did this one.
There by Rodri.
Guy, get up, oh. Is this how finals supposed to look like? Let's see what will happen.
So Fernandes with an interesting pass, and it's gone
João
João
Pedro.
Pedro away here.
Yeah.
Offside flag though went up eventually. Tight though.
I think there's an awful lot in it, but I think they probably get it right.
Yeah, so an offside.
Doku able to keep his balance and pick out Nunes.
Mayo.
Semenyo plays the ball right through the 6-yard box, and nobody had gambled in there.
It's a tremendous pass. Screaming for somebody to come in at the back post. Knows exactly what he's doing. Just a little bit too far in front of Haaland, obviously, but good early ball in.
He's had some seasons, Semenyo, 19 goals in all competitions. His first goal for Manchester City was in the FA Cup third round. He scored against Liverpool in the quarter-final. He's been equally as effective for City as he was for Bournemouth before he made the move. The speed in which he settled down was impressive.
You always want to hit the ground running, don't you? But he's certainly achieved
That not a trouble.
Pep Guardiola, 26th game at Wembley as the Manchester City manager. He's got an 85% win percentage in the FA Cup, which you won't be surprised to hear is the best all time.
Incredible. What was the other one? Was it 6 of his 7 FA Cup defeats have been at Wembley?
In semis or finals, yeah. The only team to beat him away from here in the FA Cup, Wigan in
Possession.
2018.
Wow,
Quite an astonishing
73-27.
relationship he's got with the FA Cup.
73 for Manchester
City dominating the ball in the opening quarter of an hour.
Wow. Yes, you can't press. Everybody's just standing. Oh, na collect ball. They're confused. See. Wanna give this ball last. Everybody just they make the ball draw. Give her last.
Towards Marmoush. Sanchez had it and dropped it, but got it back again. One man who is missing today, not available due to injury, Nico Gonzalez, who scored that absolute screamer in the semi.
What a hit,
For
wasn't
Manchester
it?
City, one of the goals of the season.
They were doing all right, Southampton, up to that point.
It's Mark Gahey for Manchester City. Semenyo up against Cucurella, which is already developing into one of the great battles out there. The little cameo Whoever
You'll
wins
get
that one
card
down
though.
there, Stephen, today
Cucurella,
might
you
well
calm
help his team
down. You'll get
significantly.
card.
Well, it's one of the benefits of the back
Anything
five
make you
because
not
it
get
allows
a
you
look
to
at
engage
now,
a
you
lot
are
quicker.
in
So when they're
problem.
feeding Semenyo or feeding Doko, both
Calm down.
fullbacks, Gusto and Cucurella can really
Stop
get out
complaining.
fast, get in the faces
It
before
behave like
they can make a
Vinicius
decision.
Junior.
I think you make a good point as well, Stephen, because I see Fernandes drop back to help Cucurella and Palmer on the other side. Coming back in when Doku gets it. Gusto as well, obviously.
And it's important that you're not passive, you know. Cucurella's throwing his arms in, he's bumping him, he's making it really uncomfortable. That's what you've got to do. You've got to let your opponent feel you. You can't be passive against the best.
The talking to from Darren England with the assistance of Reece James. Hostilities can resume. Jeremy Doku up against Cole Palmer. This is Kusanov, who's been involved in 6 FA Cup matches for Manchester City and he's been on the winning side in all of them.
Just the flip side to the back five, though, is Cole Palmer and Fernandes.
Yeah.
They have to do a lot of, you know, dogging, a lot of chasing, playing a lot deeper. And you know what it's like as an attacking player, you want to affect the game on the other side of the pitch. So that's a con to the system, if you like.
It's turning into irresistible force against immovable objects at the moment. This defensive shape of Chelsea and Manchester City trying to break through. And don't forget that we've got Roland Garros exclusively live. Starts on the 24th of May and goes all the way through to the 7th of June on TNT Sports. And not long after that, exclusive coverage of the Tour de France. That starts on the 4th of July.
Wake
That
up,
goes all the way
boy.
to Paris on July the 26th. And that's on TNT Sports as well. Pedro gets his set to that, but plenty of time for O'Reilly to get there ahead of Palmer. That's an interesting little relationship, isn't it? Because when Callum McFarlane was at Manchester City working there, he actually coached Nico O'Reilly and others. So he does know one or two in the City group from his time there. Just a little aside to the game today.
Yep.
You play ball.
Just
Before you
back up
dance
Stephen's
around, they
point
don't
with
collect
Cucurella
her.
getting tight. Watching Gusto there on the other side.
Reece James. Now Malo
Yeah,
Gusto
cross.
promising for Chelsea. It's a good cross as well.
What
It's headed
a
behind
nice
Nunes.
defense
The
for
first
Man
real
City.
time in the FA Cup final
Should
we've
have
seen
been
Chelsea get
1-0
into a
now.
position like that.
But they get it
What?
wide, don't they? You mentioned Gusto and Cucurella have got to get forward. They did there. He's got a lot of space, takes a good touch and puts an inviting ball in the back post area. Good defending.
So it's the
The
first
corner for
opportunity
Tesco.
today for the centre-backs of Chelsea to get forward. Enzo Fernandez scored a header at this end in the semi-final against Leeds. And the Chelsea captain Reece James takes the corner short to Cole Palmer. Here's Malo Gusto. And from an attacking position, they're going to go
That corner
all the way
be
back
this
here,
one will not
Chelsea,
play.
which hasn't pleased the Chelsea supporters.
No, it's not good. However, it's excellent pressing.
Kusanov was beaten there by Joao Pedro. He's won a couple of headers so far
Yeah.
against him today, which might be
Oh, the one
something
thing he does, he puts himself about, you know. He's got a physicality about him, Pedro.
Two in Chelsea blue. I've just been making a mental note of that.
Ah,
Has
Alan.
that a touch yet?
No,
Oh yeah, nah.
but we'll see
Ah.
again. He's more than capable of getting one.
Jeremy Doku.
This time fair not be this
This
one.
time
Sir.
Harto's got to deal with him on his own for now. Palmer quickly back to help out. And between them, they're able to slow Manchester City down and Palmer can play it forward. Here's Enzo Fernandez and now
Oh,
Joao Pedro.
Joao Pedro.
Kusanov's got the speed to get back. Enzo
You
Fernandez
play
supporting,
ball.
short pitch
Oh,
over
you don't
Chelsea.
fall.
Slipped over when it really mattered.
The left foot goes from his
What?
underneath him, but it was an excellent
The guy for.
counter-attack.
He don't turn around, make play ball like for.
rather than anybody else.
Bro.
That's an example, though, Stephen, of the way that Chelsea want to play the game. They want to soak it up and hit Manchester City on the counter if they can.
Yeah, listen, the best moments have come off that structure, you know, giving City no space, allowing certain players to have the ball, like Gueye, like Kusanov. These are the moments they've got to be careful. When City's best players find the space. I think City are a bit static, Darren. I think some of them need to start running in behind, try and disrupt in the back five a lot more. You know, it's a lot of feet. Chelsea are happy, they can see it, everything's a feet in front of them. They need to start running without the ball to try and disrupt the back line.
It's been a bit of an issue for them in recent matches, hasn't it? Then they've got top-class goals from the likes of Doku, scoring goals from really good individual goals, which has been the way they've broken teams down. And we're seeing it, as Stephen says, again today here, Ali, whether they can find that killer pass.
Well, they're certainly the players that are capable of doing it. You've got to see it at this early stage.
Haaland.
Promising for City. Oh, it's got
Damn.
just needed a little bit more subtle on the pass in from the big number.
What?
Exactly.
A miss.
Exactly. Gets himself in a great position. He's just too aggressive with a pass.
Had to play the pass, he would have liked himself. A low one across the face.
Now Chelsea want wake up with the press on our neck. Play ball all of on the. Who's can pass that? Who pass that ball?
The other side towards Malo Gusto.
This Chelsea, man. I know you're the give Chelsea joy.
This is a concern for Chelsea. The last person they want to see down is Caicedo, who's such an important player in central midfield for them.
$24 minutes. 25.
Quick team talk
The
from
match
Pep
is very
Guardiola
boring.
with his players.
Chelsea don't want to follow Man City around. They just
Caicedo
want
back
to
on his
stop
feet.
play
Don't forget
their
we've got the
game.
Commonwealth
They
Games
get
from
ball,
Glasgow
play counter.
exclusively live. It starts on the 23rd
Man
of
City they
July
press their neck.
and goes all the way
But
through to the
Chelsea
2nd
just they
of
look
August
them. Mona do
on
nothing.
TNT Sports. It really
When
is a
time
busy
reach,
summer
we'll
of
come.
sport. Certainly just feel the need to keep an eye on Caicedo for a few minutes, won't they? It's the 7th time, by the way, the teams have played against each other at Wembley. City have won 4 of the previous 6.
Oh man,
City fans and the Chelsea
this game not look
supporters.
like final. I like be like pre-season match.
He plays it forward. First to it on that side was Harto. Here's Colwill. Caicedo. Now Enzo Fernandez tried to slip it through to João Pedro.
Pass,
Defended by
pass,
Kusanov, and
pass.
Bernardo Silva just got a nudge from behind there from Enzo Fernandez.
Not they complain, you push
Manchester
on.
City quickly
How
get
to
on
they
with it.
lie?
Semenyo plays it in. Nunez is in.
It's on up this goal! Goal!
Flag is up.
Offside.
To deny Erling Haaland his first ever
Oh
Wembley goal.
shit.
I think this will be close.
Offside.
I
Damn.
don't think Haaland's offside. For sure. pass before it. Probably goes slightly early, yeah.
Boy. Now home goal safe, not be Alan scored the ball.
First time Chelsea
Okay, now
speak
Alan.
up ball, watching a little
Offside.
bit, then runs off the blind side.
Oh
into that
shit.
area that Pep likes to exploit.
In a week of numerous complaints.
Go
and
again, go
discussions,
again. Since Chelsea
I'm
not
happy to
ready,
report
Mona
that they got
press
that
their
one
neck.
spot on.
Without doubt.
But it be like Chelsea not
Let's
come
move
this
on.
game on win. I don't know what they can't do. Not be say the Man City even they play better game, but Chelsea just they sit back, they wait for them. They say Mona come now. Rush them.
What you would say, Ali, is the Chelsea game plan's working up to this point, isn't it? 27.5 minutes gone, it's a nice shape.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I mean, the back four, the five, I beg your pardon, have been solid. But equally importantly, the four in front haven't really moved. So yeah, they'll be fairly happy.
Yeah.
Wesley Fofana. It's a good run down that side as well from him.
Oh yeah.
O'Reilly got there ahead of Malo Gusto. Bernardo Silva finding
Oh,
Doku.
Doku.
There's the first one today.
Wait! What is that?
Enzo Fernandez thought he made a good tackle there, and he's
This guy go get yellow card just now. This Enzo. But did they cast him?
just whether he jumps into it a little bit, which
He
might
go
well
get
have caught
card.
the eye of Darren England.
Yeah. I'm not so sure.
I think they worry and say, why they arrogant?
I think
Play
Doku
ball, you just
will
they
not make
complain,
good.
so complain.
There you go.
Yeah. They don't dribble you, they. Yeah. Doku one
So we
killer.
follow through. Which we missed.
It's this one here, look.
That free kick now, why they complain? Why are you complaining? You collect
On the
card.
playing
Okay,
fields
you
of
don't
Buenos
collect card.
Aires, that's
Yellow
perfectly
card.
fine. The FA Cup final, Ali, maybe not, eh?
Play on.
Now your body will come down, B. Your body will calm down now.
Pep's not happy about it at all. I think he felt there should have been a card there. Having said that, it's the FA Cup final. They did in actual fact show the yellow, so I think Pep wanted a bit more, Stephen.
I think Yella is right. You see a little semi-lunge. There is contact.
Oh yeah, pass.
I don't think they need
Oh, what did they happen?
Wesley Fofana. Now Reece James. Pedro gets his body in the way, keeps the ball. He did well there.
Very well.
Cole Palmer came back from an
Offside.
offside position though.
Offside.
Now there's a problem
Offside
with João
again.
Pedro and Chelsea.
If anybody wey you're injured now, you know they go World Cup. Oh, Mona behave. Oh.
Farland bidding to become the first English manager to win the FA Cup since Harry Redknapp in 2008. It's been the domain of foreign coaches since then. Just consider a bit of advice here to Wesley Fofana.
What kind of final is this one?
The brothers are here again today. Noel and Liam Gallagher up there. Featured prominently on the Rich list, I noticed. This week, Ali, I think they were just below Stephen on the list when I looked.
Good one. Wouldn't mind being a pound behind them too.
I think I've helped put them up there.
There's Cole Palmer, surging
Palmer,
forward for Chelsea.
play ball. Oh,
Rodri did enough, but
he
the
hit.
Kusanov didn't
What
get
did
with
they
it
worry all of?
but he got time to get back
This
and
guy
out
gave
with
you
the
this
space for
today.
Semenyo.
Eh?
From the clearance from one end to another.
Semenyo. Oh,
And that's a foul by Cucurella.
yellow card
He's
for
going to get a card for
Cucurella.
that one.
He got caught up the pitch, didn't he?
Chelsea must get red
His
card
right leg
today
there. Yeah.
because they
Pretty
just dey
straightforward.
do rubbish, complain, use aggression, tag. Wetin be that one?
Long time to play on a yellow.
Ah,
Up against
he just leave
Semenyo.
ball, go
See, the
kick the
thing is
leg.
as well,
Yellow card,
Semenyo doesn't go back with Cucurella.
yellow card.
Gives Cucurella a problem for
Just
losing.
cheats. He
Yeah,
just cheats there
correct.
for the
He's
turnover.
a cheat,
Transition.
as they talk.
100%.
He's one
Yellow
of four
card.
players, by the way,
Now your
today
body will calm
for
down now,
Chelsea,
B.
who have never been on the winning side against Manchester City. Enzo Fernandez, Marc Cucurella, Wesley Fofana and Malo Gusto. They've never beaten City as Chelsea players. That's to play on your mind. This is the man he's got to beat today, Antoine Semenyo.
Oh, shoot!
play.
Yeah.
Opened
What?
up for him, didn't it?
Well, that's the first part of it ever so well.
Yeah, this boy shoot ball go.
And the execution's pretty poor, to be honest with you. On his left foot, does that back really well, and then just leaning back. It's all wrong.
Aye. Oh, see that position. Wait for
Oh,
dribble
being there.
Cucurella. Oh,
Half
Lami
balance.
Yama.
Swinger.
Aye.
Given away by Palmer.
Oh,
Trying
Doku.
the skill over there, but Malo Gusto's got the ball. Doku's committed the foul.
They should say they know say na final that they play.
Well, Game of Thrones is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year. You can watch all episodes of the award-winning series, plus House of the Dragon over on HBO Max ahead of the new season, which starts next month. So 0-0, we've almost reached 34 minutes, and neither goalkeeper yet, Ali's made a save.
No, I think Chelsea will be the happier. The way they've set the team up, obviously. Not a lot of space for the City boys to play. I think Stephen makes a good point. City should be looking maybe for deeper runs from midfield.
It's a team in sky blue against a team in royal blue.
Oh yeah, pass,
on the
pass,
Slate grey Wembley skies.
pass. Correct. If no space, you go back. No need to dey force am. Oh yeah, correct.
Kusanov can't find Marmoush, who's hardly featured in the
The
game to this
other
point.
one,
Neither
then
has
pass ball, give
Holland.
you run, leave
Nice
ball.
turn
They
by
still say
Palmer.
person dey your back, we want collect am. I be your first collector, say pass person dey your back, you pass give am.
Caicedo.
If you be say na Chelsea your first score for this game,
Malo Gusto.
I play now. If you be say Man City, you dey run around now. Any chance Chelsea, you see now, do you score?
Trossard delivers the cross.
Impossible.
Straight into the midriff of James Trafford.
Or it takes a deflection. Is in there.
Rodri and Bernardo Silva, they all dey run the midfield. They run now like Agbero Shama.
Okay,
Give her, give her.
Bernardo Silva did well with the pass that was just behind him there. Here's Rodri. Cucurella winning his header against Semenyo, and that's a foul by Nunes on Enzo Fernandez.
Enzo don't calm down now, he don't get yellow card. He not dey complain again.
It's actually amazing the lack of touches that the central forwards of City have had. I'll mention again, they're more than capable of getting a touch, but they've been so quiet.
Forward for City by O'Reilly.
He'll almost carry him for back.
To deal with it. That's a good pass. Colwell to Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo.
Oh yeah,
Reece
Chelsea,
James,
they
and a
go.
space out wide here for the right wing back Malo Gusto.
You're right, it was a good goal to break the line, wasn't
This is Caicedo for Chelsea now. Enzo Fernandez. Target here is Gusto, who can swing it in. It's a good header by Gahey. Fully aware that Cole Palmer was right behind him.
Okay, sir.
A little bit of pressure for the first time in the half from Chelsea.
And now Chelsea wake up, play ball. They all very relaxed. And now they play ball.
By Colwell was trying to release Mark Cucurella. They'll get the throw in off Kusanov.
Oh yeah, what a pass.
Gives chase. Mark Gahey over there for City.
Again, not Grio.
Reece James, Cole Palmer, Chelsea in business.
Cucurella! Oh! Enough
To be
to
a better
control.
pass. Cucurella eventually gets
See
it under
opportunity.
control. A bit more positivity though in the last few minutes from Chelsea,
Oh,
Ali.
that chance neat, clean. If say if he control that ball, boy.
Chelsea have had more of the ball in the last 5 minutes. They're posing more of a threat. With 6 minutes to play in what's been a tight first half at Wembley.
Chelsea feel with this match because Man City they do everything. They do pressing, they do possession. Yes, they not see nothing inside. Now Chelsea they get ball possession and pressing. Then they get threats. So Chelsea feel this test impossible. Because the time we Man City get now they waste time. Now Chelsea they press their neck.
I've mentioned it before, good period from Chelsea.
Yeah, no surprise. Cole Palmer starting to influence the game.
Just managed to release himself a little bit from his defensive duties, Ashley Palmer, to find a bit of space.
Yeah, and he's just trying to receive it on the back of Rodri. You know, in that nice little space, where he can turn.
The Chelsea corner dealt with by Erling Haaland. Cucurella came onto it. Haaland was needed again. Drills one straight onto the head of O'Reilly. On by Cucurella. Jarell Harto just beaten to it there by Gahey, and then he concedes the free kick. One or two substitutes warming up. He's just sent Ryan Cherky out to warm up. There he is. You feel in a game like this, you might just need his imagination and invention, Ali, at some stage.
100%.
Ryan Cherky is coming.
The area in the central attacking position for
Because
City
the Man City need that. Who is the even put for that number 10?
Get the ball in little pockets. Cherky, I think, would be
Now the
absolutely
place
ideal
shit.
to do that job.
You collect card just now.
Eventually.
After all the nonsense, you carry ball go through.
There's a man who's going to be interested by what he sees today, Thomas Tuchel. Might have got Reece James penciled in as a right back, but he's watching him play central midfield. He's watching Colwill as well, who might just sneak in, you never know. One or two others who are going to play a prominent role for England in the summer.
I tell you, that's a chance. That is a chance. Should have been a better ball formation.
Rodri. Nunes to Marmoush.
Marmoush did this game. Oh boy. I don't even notice something.
Jeremy Doku, Mark Gahey, moving towards the final 2 minutes of the half.
Alad.
Can burst in, Haaland from the angle. Good
Boy.
save. He can explode into a game just like that.
Boy.
That's exactly what happened.
Bro.
Stands up.
Almost.
Brilliant. Fofana just gets sucked into the area. The ball's played in behind them.
Excellent ball by Mark Gouy. Puts in on his right foot. Great weight on it.
7 goals in all competitions this season for Haaland. Here's Doku finding a way
Shoot
through.
now. Who they cross that guy ball? You shoot her.
Bit of a wrestling match
Oh.
far post involving Mark Gahey. Here's Semenyo.
What did they worry this Man City?
Nico O'Reilly. Joel Harto did his job. Here's Malo Gusto. Robert Sanchez. Haaland is coming back from an offside position. The one player who can't get into the game at all is Omar Marmoush.
Correct. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't be
Ah,
surprised
Omar
to see that
Marmoush
change
na
at
play
half-time.
How they want who they want call
Completely
change now?
different player to Cherky, but I mentioned earlier, I don't know
Whenever I ever
whether Steve
play
agrees
Omar
on
Marmoush,
Cherky might be
maybe
the
for
one that
break
can play
down
in that
later.
pocket.
Certainly lacking creativity.
Yeah.
You know, even the Foden pass in the last game, you know, they need a little bit of magic out there to try and open the door. But it's the ball speed for me, Ali. You know, they're playing with control City, but
Doku able to prevent the goal kick as we move into 3 additional minutes. The end of a half that's not generated too much in terms of goal scoring opportunities. The Haaland shot that was saved, he had the ball in the back of the net as well, but it was ruled out for an earlier offside in the build-up.
You throw. Ah. Not be say you they win ah. They waste time.
Silva pressured by Joao Pedro, who's too strong for him. Bursting through, across went Kusanov, referee says no penalty.
You get up, he make play ball for the fair penalty. Not be this kind of thing you can't do for Barca.
The referee clearly judged it as shoulder to shoulder.
Do you know what Kusanov does brilliantly? He does not go to ground, stands up. I think it's excellent defending. He just comes across.
No,
stands his
not be
ground.
penalty. He give her
I think it's
body.
excellent.
It's been checked and cleared by Peter Banks.
That's not a penalty,
It's
never.
shoulder charge, isn't it? Excellent defender, I agree with
Guy,
you.
get up. It's not a
Brilliant midfield,
penalty.
both him and Mark Hewitt,
That cannot
throughout
be a
half.
penalty.
Yeah.
You not shop. Your stance
It's a
give
wee
you
warning
body,
for
you
Bernardo
fall.
Silva there, though.
Chop.
Possession.
Chop where may you
One
get
of those
straight.
forwards, isn't he, Joao Pedro, that's
Yeah.
always looking
Oh,
for an
yeah.
opportunity like that. Never gives you a second.
Don't want to be switching off when he's in town.
Nicely Fofana, which with a little drag back, it put Jeremy Doku on the ground, Ali. Correa's header finds Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea looking for a big finish. Final minute. Stoppage time at the end of the first half. So goes back to Caicedo.
Come on.
Here's Gusto.
The one you always the remaining seconds to remain. Nobody want play again.
James sending it forward. Okay, he waiting for it to bounce. That cleared away by Bernardo Silva. Hallwell was first to it. Now James. Last chance for Chelsea. Joao Pedro's in the box. Cole
Last
Palmer's got in
seconds.
there as
That's
well.
something.
That's given away. He was trying
Don't
to
waste
pick out Caicedo. And that's half time.
First half is finished.
So,
over.
scoreless. It's a Wembley
They are playing
stalemate,
straight.
despite not having too many touches.
See you guys in second half. In
in
a
the two
bit.
most prominent
See you in
moments.
a
Had the
bit.
ball in the back of the net, but he was ruled out.